What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about how can you use Drax in order to beat Gamma in Alliance Wars. Yes, we are back to the Alliance War counters, and once again we are talking about Gamma. We just had a very successful video, I'm not sure if you guys check it out, but we made this video on Gamma last week, 5 days ago, 10,000 views already. It's literally unbelievable. How can you use Invisible Woman in order to defeat Gamma team in Alliance Wars? Very cool team that you guys definitely appreciated. Now, there was some people that did not really appreciate this counter, and it was the whales. The whales, they said, oh, this counter does not work for me because I'm facing Gamma that is like 2 million power. And I can understand that, like, I can relate with that. And because of that, in this video, I'm gonna present to you a recommendation, a counter for Gamma that is more friendly to the whales. Now, even if you are not a whale, you should still check out this counter because I think it's going to be something very interesting, and it's going to be another tool in your pocket for you to use against your enemies. Now that Alliance Wars is one of the most important game modes that there is right now, thanks to the Isolate level 4 and level 5, then we have to start taking Alliance Wars very seriously. Something that people are also not talking about is the increase in gold from Alliance Wars. Yeah, Alliance Wars right now is definitely something that alliances should be taking a lot more seriously based on that, those rewards. Okay, so once again, in this video, we're going to talk about a counter for Gamma, and this is not our first rodeo, of course. We presented to you this team 5 days ago, and we also have done this in the past. If you guys don't know, I was the first guy, I guess, first content creator talking about counters against Gamma that is not a mirror match. So you can see this video from 6 months ago, 16,000 views, where you can use a combination of Dormammu with other characters in order to beat Gamma. If you guys want to check that out, the video is Devs Armad Top 5 Combinations that Destroy Gamma. Then we have this video from last week, and now we're going to talk about another counter. Now this counter, big shout out to Shaft Master, because he shared this with me, and then I changed this a little bit to make it better. And I also don't want to overlap on characters. So on this team we are using Absorbing Man with Kang, so I could not use Absorbing Man here. But he sent this to me. He said that someone from his alliance is able to use this to beat Gamma consistently. And I tried this out. It didn't work for me, especially because my Zombie Iron Man doesn't have this amount of red stars. My Zombie Iron Man on the videos that we're gonna take a look at has 0 red stars. And it still works fine. But yes, we're gonna be using Apocalypse, Hela, and Zombie Iron Man plus Drax, of course, in order to beat Gamma with this new counter. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss that can defeat Gamma with multiple teams. So let's take a look into the game. So we're gonna use Drax. Yes, we cannot resist. We could also use Red Guardian, because what matters is to have a pre-taunting tank. We have 3 right now in the game, or we have 4. We have Bishop, we have Drax, we have Red Guardian, and we also have Absorbing Man. But with a t-shirt like this, or a sweater like this, with pizza, with a kitty, with green, I mean, we had to use this guy anyway. And this is before his rework. There are some rumors that this guy is gonna get a rework. I actually don't believe it, or at least not for now. But yeah, we're gonna use Drax and see this kitten in action. Then we're gonna take a look at Zombie Iron Man with Skirmisher ISO 8, Alti Force, Gear Tier 15. Is going to be part of our team. If you are using Zombie Iron Man, we're also going to use Hela, Skirmisher ISO 8. We're going to use Gear Tier 16, Alti Force. And yes, Hela and Zombie Iron Man, they have increased in focus in Alliance Wars. It's not enough, motherfucker. It's not enough. You still need more focus for her, especially when you want to use the special and the basic ability. For the Zombie Iron Man, it's the same thing. He has problems with focus because Gamma, they have so much resistance. Now we are going to also use Apocalypse. You can use him with the Skirmisher Isolate. I prefer with the Striker Isolate because he does more damage, and the damage is important because you need as much drain as possible to keep him alive. Once again, this is a baby Apocalypse and we are facing massive gammas. You're gonna see that they are really massive in terms of power. Finally, the last character is gonna be Quicksilver. Some people are trashing out Quicksilver. They cannot get him to work anywhere. I'm getting him to work in a lot of places. We're going to talk about Quicksilver in the past and why you should start prioritizing his red stars and also Zombie Iron Man red stars. But this guy is actually pretty good. Once again, we're going to talk about that in another video because I don't want to contaminate this video with other game modes information. Okay, so those are the characters that we are going to use. Let's take a look at the position. The position of these characters is extremely important. So we're gonna have a sandwich of Drax with Zombie Iron Man and Hela. We need that Drax in the middle between Zombie Iron Man and Hela because we need to get the turn rewind from Red Hulk on both Zombie Iron Man and Hela. Zombie Iron Man because before the enemies are going to have immunity, so you cannot apply negative effects to the enemies, and then with Hela because they are going to have immunity and you cannot spread the negative effects. Apocalypse, you want to have him somewhere in the middle so he can get as many attacks as possible, so his counter attacks are going to apply damage to the enemies and also regenerate thanks to the drain. And then Quicksilver, you want him in the corner, not because he doesn't have enough survivability, it's just because you don't want him to lose his buffs. The more buffs he has, the better, because that will allow him to accumulate more buffs. And Drax, let's be honest, you don't have to get up Drax. Drax, once again, is here just for pre-taunting, and it's actually better. The faster Drax dies, the better it will be for you, because that means that Apocalypse Special will protect the characters that matter. Okay, so with all that said, with all that explained, let's take a look at how this team works in action and how you can use it in order to be successful in Alliance Wars. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this team in action, and this is going to be 3 matches back to back. You can see that we are doing a 350k punch up, but of course this is a fake punch up because Drax is at low level. So in reality, instead of 350k punch up, this is only a 150k punch up, which is still pretty decent. Let's be honest, it's still pretty decent. Okay, so once again, the position of the characters is extremely important, and this attack will be a fail. But I wanted to show you this because I want you to see that even if you fail, it's gonna be still a nice performance. In case you are trying to sack, it's gonna be very easy for your alliance mates to clear up. Okay, so depending on how fast you can remove the taunt from Hulk, depending on if you can remove the charges from Red Hulk or not, you just want to apply as many negative effects as possible. And here you have the special of Apocalypse protecting the characters that matter. The Safeguard Immunity and Defense Up will protect your Hela, your Quicksilver and your Apocalypse from the devastation of the Red Hulk ultimate. So the character you want to prioritize as fast as possible is going to be She-Hulk. So you want to apply trauma to her, you want to destroy her as fast as possible. If you have the empowered ability of Apocalypse, you want to use that. And this is why the Striker Isolate is going to be more convenient to make sure you do some additional damage. Okay, after you are done with She-Hulk, you should try to go after Red Hulk, and I think that was the problem here, that I ignored Red Hulk for too long. But if you want to go after Red Hulk, you have to make sure that all characters have Disrupt. He doesn't have Disrupt yet, and that's going to be a problem for me because the Brawn is going to give him death proofs, and it's not going to be super helpful to defeat him down. Okay, so we are gonna spread those negative effects. It's nice for you to spread the slow. Always nice to have slow on all the characters. So She-Hulk is gone. We're gonna finish up with that Brawn. And we attacked Brawn because once again, you have to be careful. You don't want to kill your Apocalypse with the Red Hulk counters and assists. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. You don't want to kill your own characters. Make sure your Apocalypse does not have defense down. Otherwise, you're gonna kill your own characters. Okay, so Brawn, She-Hulk, and the other guy are gone. And I took too long to beat Red Hulk. Red Hulk should be the second or the third character to be destroyed. Probably the second. And because I went after Abomination, then I lost all the negative effects advantage that I had. and that's why I failed. So I wanted to show you this fail, because even if you fail, this is gonna be an easy clear for anyone from your alliance, but you'll see that on the next attacks it's going to be a lot better. And I'm not gonna cut the video, I want to show you this fail and the other two attacks after, so you can see exactly that this team works very, very well. So I was trying to recover here with Apocalypse, but he's just getting too much damage, and now with Quicksilver dead is not helping as well. And this was a Hulk with healer isolated, so he's healing himself, he's healing the ally Red Hulk, and yeah, it's quite a problem because they have like 30% health per turn, and we don't have heal blocks in order to stop with that. So unfortunately, it's something that can happen. We are very, very close of finishing up the Hulk, but we time it out. So it's not that it would not work, we just ran out of time. But I'm gonna show you now two other videos. This is all on the same file, this is all back to back, there is no cuts or anything like that, because I'm not trying to mislead anyone. Some people say, oh, you only use very, very specific clips. It's not true. I try to make things as consistent as possible, and this is why as often as I can, I show you attacks back to back on the same file, so you don't see, oh, this was just one lucky chance or anything like that. Okay, so now we have the second attack. Once again, it's on the same file, we didn't do any cuts or anything like that. And now we are going to do exactly the same strategy. So we are going to do the special with Apocalypse, and we are going to try to trigger as fast as possible the Red Hulk ultimate, because we have the safeguard, immunity, and the defense up. This can also summon Scarlet Witch, and then Scarlet Witch is going to heal up our team. It's not always necessary, so keep that in mind. Okay, so basic with Quicksilver, and we are going to turn rewind that She-Hulk, apply negative effects to her like defense down, because we want to get rid of her as fast as possible. If She-Hulk has a lot of charges, make sure you don't do the ultimate with Scarlet Witch, and instead you do the special. You have to keep this in mind. You have to counter the charges of She-Hulk and see if she's going to attack or not. Okay, so thankfully Hulk, OG Hulk, finish up the She-Hulk, and that means we can use the empowered ability of Apocalypse against Red Hulk rather than using against She-Hulk. So one of them is fine. Isolate attack, that's going to do additional damage to Red Hulk, and we can finish him off with Quicksilver after. Okay, now we have Zombie Iron Man. We don't have the Hela, but that's fine. We're gonna finish off that Abomination. We're gonna remove the charges from Hulk so he doesn't attack with his special, and now we just have to finish him off. And once again, this is Hulk with Healer Isolate. Healer Isolate Hulks are very, very annoying, and yeah, make sure you have that in mind, because it's gonna take some time, and this is why you should ignore the enemy's Hulk. Okay, back to back, I'm not touching anything, it's exactly the same file, we're going to attack the same team once again, so you see that this counter is very consistent if you attack the right targets. You want to destroy She-Hulk as fast as possible, you want to destroy Red Hulk second, and then you want to go after Brawn and Abomination and leave Hulk for last, because the more you attack Hulk, the angrier you get him, and you don't want that. Of course you don't want that if you want to be successful. Okay, here we go for the third attack. On the first we failed, but I explain you why. And on the second we are going to do exactly the same, and we are going to be able to win. Now keep in mind that these attacks, they might change depending on if the enemy is crit or not. Sometimes Scarlet Witch comes down too early, other times she doesn't. That does not affect the outcome of the match if you know, once again, which characters we want to attack. So you can see that She-Hulk, she still has a lot of charges. And now we have her throwing negative effects at her, usually before than what she did before. Okay, so we remove the taunt once again from Hulk. If you cannot remove taunt from Hulk, that's fine. You want to extend as many negative effects as possible on Hulk, so after you can spread the negative effects. Okay, so we're going to spread those negative effects now, the slow the defense down, extremely important, and then with Scarlet Witch we are going to extend them. So once again with Apocalypse you want to use the empowered ability on She-Hulk, she gets wrecked, and after you want to go after Red Hulk. Red Hulk once again getting destroyed by Quicksilver with his basic attack and also his ultimate attack, and then we have Zombie Iron Man going against the Hulk. and removing his charges. We are going to extend those negative effects now. We have the defense down, but we also have the trauma on Abomination, and that's pretty much it. So we are just trying to remove the taunt from Hulk. You're gonna apply Disrupt to him. Once again, you want to keep the Disrupt as often as possible on Hulk. And now I'm going to prioritize him, just because the Abomination is way too close to that to be a problem. And that's it. So there we go, guys. 3 matches back to back. Now let's take a look at a massive punch up and see how they perform against huge teams, those 2 million teams that you face in Alliance Wars. Okay, guys, so let's take a look at this massive punch up. We have over 400,000. Once again, the real power of our team should be around 950,000, but that's still gonna make this 400,000 punch up, which is just massive. This is one of the biggest gammas on my alliance, and let's take a look into that, because yeah, this is gonna be massive. This is dedicated for all the whales out there that want to use all their zombie Iron Mans, Quicksilvers and so on to go against their enemies. Okay, let's do it. And of course he has all the skins, because why not? Once again, this is whale territory, so of course they need to have all the skins. My Quicksilver gets punched in the face and right away he summons Scarlet Witch, so this is completely different from what we have seen before. And then we have Apocalypse doing his special, which is going to protect our allies. So, because in this specific case, Hulk didn't do his special, then we have to use the basic with Zombie Iron Man. And I go after She-Hulk. I want to apply defense down and slow to her, also remove her charges. Okay, so now we have the ability block. We cannot ability block anyone. I decided anyway to ability block She-Hulk, because maybe we are going to use her to spread the negative effects. If you don't have to attack on OG Hulk, just don't attack on him, it's unnecessary. Okay, so now with Hela we can spread that ability block, the slow and the defense down, to the characters that matter. Once again, the characters we have to prioritize and finish off is She-Hulk, it's Red Hulk, and it's the OG Hulk. Okay, so unfortunately She-Hulk didn't got the trauma, that's why she was able to remove those positive effects from us, but that's fine, we are still gonna attack the enemies. And now we're going to apply vulnerability to the enemy Red Hulk, and you can see this Red Hulk is taking a lot longer to finish off compared to the other one. Okay, now we have OG Hulk doing his big ultimate. Red Hulk finishes off the She-Hulk, and now we can use the imparted ability of Apocalypse on a defense down and finish off that massive Red Hulk. Okay, so now we have the Abomination. Abomination slapped so hard that he completely destroyed the CPU of my tablet when I was recording this. And now we have the ultimate and the special of Zombie Iron Man. This is if you don't use the special turn 1. Could you do this with any way on a smaller teams? Yeah, for sure. You could still use this on other teams, because once again, the taunt of Hulk is not something we really care about. So if you want to save the special of Zombie Iron Man for the second turn, that's also an option. Okay, so in this specific case, I went after Abomination because this team is just so massive that I was afraid of Abomination slapping me again, and also of Braun healing up the team. Because we were not able to apply any kinds of heal blocks and anything like that, I just played this a little bit different. So we are going to remove that charge with Zombie Iron Man of Hulk, and we are going to apply the defense down. We still have trauma on Braun, so it's a great time to finish him off, but you can see that my damage against them, it's meaningless. They are all level 95, they all have 6 and 7 red stars and yellow stars and so on, but the difference between levels, the level 90 to 95 on Hela and Zombie Iron Man, it makes a huge difference. Okay, there we go, Braun is gone, and now we're going to try to finish off this Hulk. Once again, we have Hulk with healer isolate, and we have very few options in terms of heal block. We can only get heal block with the special of Hela, and that's very unfortunate because this makes this team a nightmare. Okay, we are going to win. I'm gonna skip this for now because the guy has healer isolate. It's gonna take all the time in the world to finish this. As you can see, all characters level 95, 6 red stars at least on each of the characters, and of course also 7 yellow stars. If we had stronger Zombie Iron Man, if we had stronger Quicksilver, if we had stronger Apocalypse, obviously this is gonna be a lot easier. But as you can see, we have multiple matches back to back where this works, and even on massive punch-ups like this one, it also works. Just be patient because, yeah, once again, applying the heal block and finish up this OG Hulk with healer eyes await is quite a struggle, but it's possible. So yeah guys, that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed another counter against Gamma for Alliance Wars. So you can use your own Gamma against other problematic teams like Darkhold with Apocalypse. Once again, big shout out to Shaft Master for sharing this version of his Alliance friend. Once again, it didn't work for me. I didn't know exactly what to do here, but with my version, once again, this one, it worked very, very well. If you guys want to check out my other counters, once again, we have this one with Invisible Woman from 5 days ago. And if you want to check out my video from 6 months ago about the early counters and why the devs are so mad with me, we have this video from 6 months ago on how to destroy Gamma with these characters. This video is mostly outdated, but if you want to watch it just for the lulz, you can do that as well. So yeah guys, that's gonna be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.